Beauty, so these are the nails that we're doing for today's video, the side cut French nails. If you guys want to see how I did them, please continue watching. Now I'll be going in with peaches and cream. So this is like one of my favorite acrylics to go to besides the nudes. I mean, this one is just the perfect balance between the nude and a white. So I'll be taking that down the sculptured forms, doing this in multiple beads. So I thought that today was the day for a sculptured video because it's only fitting. I mean, I've been doing a lot of tip videos and I felt like it's only pleasing to the eye. Yeah, so I'll be speeding through this portion of this video because you guys have seen me do this so many times, so when I do something that is interesting, I will join you guys. So now after I'm through with the acrylic application, I will allow the nails to dry for a little while and then I'll go ahead and remove the sculptured forms. After doing this, I will then take my Emery board. I'll be using the 100/80. I'll be using the rougher side of the board because it tends to remove product fairly quickly, and I'll go around each of the nails removing the unwanted product. We're now going to take the e-file to go around the cuticle areas. I feel like it's much more safer and I think it's a little bit more easier to manage when I use the e-file. If you don't have an e-file, work very gently around your cuticle areas because let me tell you, that's a whole other story. Bruising your cuticles is just a whole other type of pain. So if you have an Emery board, if you don't have an e-file, it's best that you work gently around the cuticles, or if you're working on a client, go gently around the cuticle areas. So I'll do this on each of the nails, just ensuring also when I use the Emery the e-file is just to ensure that the nails surface is smooth. So after we're through with the filing process, we are now going in with the nail design. So there's two ways of doing this design. You either can do all acrylic or do it just like I'm doing it here. So I originally did a video with me doing all acrylics, but the results that I got afterwards weren't the results that I wanted. So I decided to do this version of it. You still get the same results at the end of the day. One is just all acrylics and less work, and the other one is acrylic and gel with more work. But yeah, so it all depends on the design that you're going for. So if you're just going for one color, then you're fine. This design won't take you a long time. But if you're working with two colors that you want to get an ombre from, it's going to take you a little while, especially if you're working in a small area, in a confined area like this, and you have to work on a small area. If it was a case where I was working in a large area, this would have not taken a lot of time. And also I would recommend using a sponge to get that nice gradient instead of using your brush, because what is happening right here is that I'm not getting the perfect transition that I want with the brush. So it was taking me a lot of time just working down the entire nail, and it was just not giving me the fade. So I opted for the sponge, and it gave me great results. So I'll repeat this method. It's not something that I have to explain in depth of what I'm doing. It's very visual. You guys can learn from what I'm doing. The only tip that I can definitely give you, if you're doing something like this, work with a sponge. It gives you better results than the brush. If you find that you work best with the brush and it gives you a better result than the sponge, then work with the brush. So I only can vouch and advise persons on what will work best. If you find that working with a sponge does not do justice for you, then working with a sponge does not do justice for you, and that is fine. If you find that the brush does more than what the sponge can offer, that's great. It just goes to show you that persons are quite different. Things are very different. You're not confined to one technique only, one style of art only. There's a lot of things out there that can help your application to go on. So as I said, I repeat what I said because I like repeating what I say. It's a thing, it's a Jamaican thing. But anyways, so if you find that the brush does not give you a great application, use the sponge. The sponge gives you better, it gives you a better gradient. It gives you a better gradient, hands down. I'm not going to argue. It gives you better results, honestly. And especially if you're doing stuff in a very confined area like this, it does give you what you want. So I'll go ahead and fill in both of the colors onto the nail before I go in and try to ombre both the colors together. After doing this, I'll then use my brush in a sweeping motion to blend the colors together. So this was one of the reasons as to why I switched from the brush to the sponge, is because I was here blending for a hot minute right now. I was there blending for a little while. So I switched over. I didn't show that portion because I was already blending so much in this part. So I just left it at where it was, just to show you guys what I was working with. So after that, I will try to blend as best as I possibly can. If you guys look closely, you can see that the blending is not transitional at all on both ends, and I'll try my very best to ensure that it's blended properly. After I got it to where I wanted it, I will then go ahead and use my brush to clean up the area, because with UV, for some strange reason, the colors bleed and it's very oily, so we had to work fairly quickly so it won't bleed. So cure that for the 60 seconds, repeat the colors on each of the nails, and after doing that, I will then go in with a cotton ball with acetone on it to remove the tacky layer off the nail. So these are how the nails are looking. They're looking very cute. Very cute, them cute bad. But anyways, so after doing that, I'll be working with matte and gloss. I'll be glossing the nude portion and I will be matting the ombre portion. And after doing that, I will then go in and cure each of them for 60 seconds while I run my cuticles, and then I come to you guys with the reveal. If you guys did enjoy this video, go ahead and subscribe, like, comment down below. Follow me on all my socials, that's Instagram and TikTok. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you find it informative or educational or very helpful. I don't know either of the three or all of the above. Thank you guys so very much for watching, and I'll definitely see you guys in the next video.